Hello everyone. My name is WriterMaven. I'm pretty much doing this to get some audio. Like I said earlier, TikTok really screwed me over because they shut down and the VPN doesn't work. So, I'm just gonna say my opinions on a few things. This is probably gonna be really short, but or long. It just depends. But I just need some audio. Um, so, um, let's start off with Dom's antics. It was a really good point to see that nobody has really pointed out like exactly what Dom's antics are. Like, if you're going to be showing Dom has had antics that cause friction between Liv and Dom, don't you think the audience deserves to know what said antics are? This is kind of in line with Michael Cole lying through his teeth um, about him warning Rhea about Dom. Like, look, like you can't just force feed a narrative about Dom when we're seeing the opposite. We know from what we've seen of Dom for at least these past 2 years, not even including his debut on the pandemic era, that Dom has been monogamous to Rhea and Liv. We haven't seen any other woman. And then even them just even hinting the barest hint at Elektra earlier last year, we didn't even get that much of that. Um, so it's just really interesting to see like Dom's antics is causing so much friction between Dom and Liv. Like, if y'all want to run the story because everybody was online was panicking about Dom going for a hug because they fucked up and didn't film it right, fine, just show it. Why couldn't you show it? Just show the hug. Show him getting kicked in the balls. Show him getting riptide. Finito. But you can't just say Dom's antics and just leave it twisting in the wind. Like, if you're just going to start doing that, you might as well just start retconning some things. And I've explained this in another video, like on how they can retcon some things without insulting my intelligence. Like, if you want to say that Dom was running through the whole women's locker room in NXT, you can't say that because we didn't really see it. I mean, he was down there. He was away from Rhea. You know, it wasn't like Rhea was showing up to NXT most of the time where Dom was there. So if you want to start throwing that kind of narrative in there, fine, that's okay. I can accept that. I can accept that kind of a retcon because one thing, it gives you food for thought for Liv, but it doesn't really directly impact Liv. But it does impact Rhea. But they need to start putting in some. They need to start actually backing up some of this stuff with stuff that's on TV. I'm not going to accept Dom's antics without something on TV. Now I do know this is, like I say, 80% a ruse, and then I have to allow for 20% of Triple H's bullshit. But it probably was for ruse purposes, just to pull in Finn into a fake sense of security. But still, Dom's antics. Tell us what he did. Did he leave? What did he do? You know, if it's that egregious for it to be friction between Dom and Liv, where he needs to bring flowers as an apology, at least make something up. Maybe he forgot her gear bags the next on from Raw to listening. I don't know. But it's just those little things when it comes to the narrative that really aggravate me because you're just leaving gaps, and we can assume that they were talking about, the hood, but y'all don't want to. They don't want to follow through. What's the point of not following through? But anyway, segue into that, talking about Rhea. Like I say, I don't like to talk about her too much, but it's maybe it's for the best that they did just not mention Dom's antics because Rhea didn't have anything to say regarding Dom, which is a miracle in and of itself. The promo sucks. And like some of my other commenters on YouTube were saying that it's just getting a glaring point with her promos when you just have to use Nia and you have to use Bailey to cover up to cover up a gap in the promo. I've already expressed how I feel about The Rock talking about like Rhea carrying the company because it feels like such a slap in the face to all the other women that have been working, and not just Liv. It's just Nia, Naomi, Bianca, Jade, Bailey, Tiffany, Candice, all the women in NXT, and then that's even um, a slap in the face to the guys on the roster. I mean, you have Cody Rhodes that put the WWE on his back all of 2023 going into 2024, and I'm not hearing nobody saying he's carrying the company from the Rock. And then there's other wrestlers too. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, the Usos, Roman Reigns carried the company. So for Rock to say that just strikes me as very insensitive and insulting, even just coming at it as a wrestling fan. I don't, I'm not liking this sports narrative with Rhea because it seems like every so often we get a picture, some kind of post on social, on the X, YouTube, TikTok, whenever it comes back, Instagram, of mommy's on top, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, we get it. You're putting her out there. But, you know, you're it's not, you're forcing a narrative. You're getting close to forcing people down my throat. She's already there with me, but she's dangerously close to everybody else. And as I've always keep harping on, you can't do that all the time. You're going to hit a smarky crowd. You're going to hit a crowd that doesn't want to take it. If you're just going to constantly ram her down everybody's throats. I mean, everybody sooner or later people are going to see through what they're doing. I mean, you can't just keep posting like, everything's better with mommy, everything is this with mommy, showing all the pictures, we're excited. I'm like, okay, there's other people I like to see in these kinds of pictures. We don't get that with some of these other women. Tiffany just barely won the title, but we're not getting that media blitz. Liv, we barely got that kind of media blitz. It was only on the international social media accounts like WWE España or WWE Espanol. You don't get that kind of social media blitz with that. Cody be all over the place, but even he doesn't get that amount of glazing. I don't think as a face that are white meat baby face. Cody doesn't get that type of glazing. Rhea is just all the glazing, and I know what they're doing, and I don't like it. Look, she's your golden child, she's your favorite, whatever. But as people keep pointing out, with John Cena and Roman Reigns, it's going to get to a point where she's going to split the crowd. I mean, she's probably almost there. I'm sure if we hit another smarky crowd, it's going to happen where the crowd gets split and it's going to be hard for them to recover. I mean, at least with Roman Reigns, to get where he's at now, where he can get some of this favorable type of booking and glazing and stuff like that, Roman Reigns went through actual dog shit. I remember the actual dog food being poured on him by Baron Corbin. He went through the shit. He went through the booze. He went through the booze when Rocky raised his hand at the Royal Rumble. He went through the fire to get to the OTC Tribal Chief character that we have now. John Cena, he never even turned. He just split the crowd and they just kept going with the split crowd when he could have turned heel and actually helped elevate some other faces or just stepped to the side. It was John Cena, as great as he is, and as much as he has some really great matches with Randy Orton, Edge, Batista, any of these wrestlers from I want to say the PG, probably from Ruthless Aggression era, from P to PG era. I mean, that was just a painful time where the meme LOL Cena wins was really going strong. And you don't want it to get to a John Cena. Roman Reigns was able to recover because he actually put his foot down and said he had to go heel and force the heel turn. But with John Cena, that kind of did damage because there was a lot of other faces that could have came up during his time that could have gotten that rub if he had just went ahead and turned heel. But Rhea, they don't seem like we even get an official turn. Tiffany is still tweener-ish, but they can at least pull the trigger with her later on the line and just make her a full-on face. Roman Reigns is slowly turning face, but they don't just rely on the crowd reaction for Roman Reigns. With Rhea is just, she's just the same character. Nothing's changed. We've gotten all the other growth from all the other players. We got Kevin Owens going through some kind of growth. Drew McIntyre is going through some kind of growth. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Usos, Sami Zayn, Bayley, Bianca. All of them have had some type of growth and change. Io has had some type of growth and change. But Rhea is just the same. And that's not going to be to her benefit. And we will see how she does in a women's division when she can't latch onto a guy. I would be really interested to see how she turns out. Because if she's got to face Pure Fusion Collective ad nauseum, and as much as I love Sonya Deville, it's not going to be pretty for her. Let's segue into previewing Monday Night Raw. Speaking of Pure Fusion Collective, they're going up against Damage Control. I don't know why. I mean, this whole Monday Night Raw just seems like it's going to be ass. Nothing seems like it's going to be advancing. We're just going to be, if you're any kind of LivDom fan, you're just looking to see where the promos will go with them, with Finn, with Judgment Day. Hopefully, Damien's no selling ass is clearly away from them, because we don't even have any kind of update regarding them. I won't expect any kind of updates until maybe Sunday, early Monday. But it seems like hopefully we'll get something. I'm not a fan of the tension because it just seems like it spins up a whole bunch of the fan base to be like, oh, they're breaking up, and nobody really wants to read between the lines, and that gets annoying to me. But if they do have tension, I mean, I'll take it, but it's just going to be like one of those, it's just going to be like prior to SummerSlam, and that was just a really horrendous period where we just had to grit and bear it when it came to LivDom. Me personally, I'm just hoping that I'm really hoping that Finn is kind of written out a little bit. He has a stretcher job when he didn't really need to have a stretcher job if he's just gonna like rip off his neck collar and then get up from the stretcher anyway. But I would just have Finn be written off a little bit, or at least this week. Let Dom step into the role as a leader. I would even say just gone and schedule Judgment Day versus War Raiders because War Raiders aren't doing shit with the titles anyway. They've been hanging around Damien. And I'm surprised nobody's been calling them out on their booking. But I know that we don't have a lot of tag teams like on Raw like they do on SmackDown, but still, they could still be fighting either Alpha Academy or LWO or even the Creed Brothers. So I would just go on and schedule War Raiders against Judgment Day of Carlito and JD. Have Dom help JD and Carlito win. And then just do the booking of Judgment Day defending those belts. War Raiders ain't doing anything with it right now. I'm not really seeing what they could do anything with it right now. And just go on and just wrap the title back into another storyline because it seems like that's the only time the tag belts get some kind of interest is when they're wrapped up in the storyline. Kind of like how it's going on SmackDown now. We got a whole mystery over who attacked Street Profits, and then we got it looks like a little face turn with Legato and with Los Garza, and at least there's some story there with DIY and all that. You might as well just switch the titles back to Judgment Day, and then Judgment Day can drop it to Alpha Academy later on. Because I really think the Alpha Academy could have did some good with the titles if they weren't going to give it to the War Raiders. But that's what I would do. Just let Dom step up as that leader, get them the tag belts, roll from there. And then when Finn comes back and he wants to talk about, with Finn, you win, they could just prove how Judgment Day is rolling on without him. And then that could either lead into a Rumble or something else. Regarding Liv and Dom itself, you could do a reversal of the summer of Liv and Dom. I mean, you can have just Dom just go really strongly, where he's trying to win over Liv and just make it where Liv is trying desperately not to fold like Dom was last year. That could be interesting. That could be really interesting and funny. Um, like I said, I just don't want a lot of it just because of the online discourse. But if it comes out really nice on TV, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, just don't leave it so much up to speculation where every other thing that happens is just like, oh, they're breaking up. Oh, they're breaking up. No, not every argument or little thing is a breakup. We saw how many times did we see Rhea just pretty much run over Dom and they stayed together for 2 years? Like, not everything's going to be a breakup. Um, I don't know what else, but the but you can do, like I said, you can do the reversal of Summer Love and Dom, just doing a lot of different things, and I think that could be actually be really cute and funny. Um, if Finn is there, Finn really needs to get taken down to pegs. I really think they need to just go and do some major storyline progression. The little breadcrumbs that we've been getting are not good. I know they had to wrap up Finn and Damien because they botched the fuck out of the whole Damien and Finn feud, just like they did the whole botch of the Liv and Rhea feud. So I get that needed to get wrapped up. But now we need major storyline progression. And to me, major line storyline progression includes either just gone and turning on Finn, or something needs to happen where it shifts everybody into a direction of either Judgment Day is breaking up or somebody's getting kicked out. We need we need this major storyline progression. Breadcrumbs are not working with Judgment Day at this point. It's slow. And Triple H needs to know that not everything needs a breadcrumb. Sometimes you just need to get to the point and pull the fucking trigger. Judgment Day almost needed to have the trigger pulled, but like I said, I guess they just wanted to wrap everything up with Damien. Hopefully, Damien is done with Finn and Judgment Day. I don't want to see him around Judgment Day. I don't want him around Dom. I don't want him around JD and Carlito. Nobody deserves no sell Damien Priest. He needs to go on. What he does, I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do, but he just needs to go somewhere else. If he wants to go harass Gunther, go harass Gunther. If he wants to go harass Braun Breaker, go harass Braun Breaker. He go do something. I don't know what he's going to do. But whatever he does, he needs to be away from Judgment Day. All the guys. I don't want it, especially Dom. I don't want him there. Judgment Day needs to be able to recover what they can do storyline wise. If the story is that if Dom is taking over Judgment Day, they need their credibility rebuilt, Dom included, especially after taking that riptide. If they're breaking up and it's just going to be La Familia, La Familia needs to be built up. Liv, Dom, and Raquel. And even with JD and Carlito, everybody's characters need some rebuilding to get some credibility. If they're going Dom versus Finn going all the way into WrestleMania, we need to see those hints. We need to see that build. We need to see that turn. Somebody needs to get turned on. And it should be Dom versus Finn at this particular moment because Finn has just been a demented demon and has a swelled head. But that needs to get going, and they need to do all of that without the looming specter of the Terror Twins, Rhea and Damien Priest. I do think that you can do a whole bunch. I think I got a question about this, like what do you expect, and I didn't answer. What did you expect Judgment Day to do in the Royal Rumble? I'm hoping that Dom pulls another long-lasting performance because he did that in 2023, into 2024 where he kind of outlasted everybody. Um, he needs to do that again. I would not even be surprised if they give him Iron Man. Just to give him a lot of shine. I'm not sure if he would win it though. It would be hilarious if he did like a really chicken shit thing and he just hid under the ring until number 30 came out. So that would fit if he's smart about it. But he needs to be the one outlasting people. He can do an Iron Man performance, and he can even do like the tossing out of Finn or something like that. I wouldn't have him toss out JD and Carlito. Those are his boys for right now, so I wouldn't do that. Finn, he's fair game. If he wants to toss out Finn, let him go right ahead. But if he wants to get Dom maximum heat, I'd have Dom take out CM Punk or John Cena, just for shit and giggles. Can you imagine the heat he would get if he tossed out John Cena at this point in his retirement tour? I'd almost want to see. I want to see the booze for that because I know he would get mega heat for tossing out John Cena. He could do that for pretty much any beloved face. John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, just any of those guys, just toss them out. But other than that, I just want him to have a really good run in the Royal Rumble. I'm not expecting him to win. If I was going to expect him to win anything from one of these PLEs, it's probably going to be Money in the Bank, but that's later on down this year. But I think that's it. I was just mostly testing the space because, like I said, TikTok is off right now, and I would usually do my TikTok live, and I thought they were going to be having. I didn't think they were closed this off earlier, but they did. So I did the space. I thank y'all all for coming. I usually answer questions, but I don't know how this works, and I'm not going to do the raised hand thing. So this will probably be on YouTube some kind of way, so you can follow me there. I am on YouTube, and I'm going to figure out how to do something for Monday because I need to figure out how to do something on Monday to record my thoughts after Raw. But I thank y'all all for joining. Thank you for being my guinea pigs and just listening to me talk and spout out all my thoughts. Had no notes, just strictly off the cuff. But I do thank y'all for letting me talk. Bye for now. I'll see y'all on Monday. If not here, maybe on TikTok or maybe even YouTube Live if I can figure it out. But thank y'all all. Bye bye. I just want to download it. Give me. I don't know. I just want to download it.